Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast.
Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. This is season 4, episode 4 of the podcast, where we are going to be reviewing season 3, episode 4 of the show. With me, as always, is my co-host, the bro host. Say what's up, Reeves.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Another episode of the cooking show. We're doing it.
All right, do you want to introduce your co-host?
Oh, yes. And now my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Brian. Say hello to everyone.
How's it going, brother? It's me. What's up, guys? It's Brian.
What was that?
I was trying something. I did a little bit of Macho Man.
Okay, we can't afford
Randy.
that. Yeah, a bit of Randy,
We can't afford
but the
that.
good kind of Randy, not the bad kind of Randy that you get in trouble for. That Austin Powers often got in trouble for
Mm-hmm.
for being too
Did he
Randy.
get in trouble?
With like, 'cause, yeah, when he came back, he was being too Randy.
That's right. And people were like, kind of toned it down. But
Yeah.
can you imagine if he was unfrozen in this year?
Oh my gosh! If he'd been unfrozen in 2021, he could
couldn't
not be
say
that Randy.
anything. Yeah,
No, he couldn't say anything.
You guys
You
are
would-
ruining the reboot that they're working on.
Oh,
They're 100%. I would put money. I'd bet any of you motherfuckers out there right now that if they don't put out another Austin Powers before Mike Myers dies, I'll give anybody $100.
I bet you they're going to put out a new Austin Powers, but it's not going to be Mike Myers.
No.
Yeah. That's something Hollywood would do. Let's pass the torch.
Then who is it? Is it someone who's an actor
It's
now?
John Mulaney.
It's John Mulaney.
Yeah. Because he's
Okay.
back.
He's back.
yep. That's a good pitch. I think he would be really great in it. Who would be Beyonce's part?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
If it's John Mulaney as
If it's
Austin Powers.
John Mulaney. So it's got to be
Oh, so
Ego Nwodim.
wait, so we're remaking the third movie then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
remake of the third.
So
one.
I would assume it's going to be, I hope I'm saying the name right, Ego Nwodim.
Yeah. She's on SNL.
You guys don't
Should it-
seem too excited about my pick for a black woman, so why don't you tell me your pick?
I was thinking maybe it's John Mulaney and he does an Eddie Murphy thing where he does all the roles because he's
That-
back.
That seems racist.
That's pretty
He-
good.
He wouldn't do blackface
Mm-mm.
Well, then you've lost me.
unless, of course, unless it was done artistically. If it was done, if there was a reason for it, artistic blackface.
Yeah, unless there's a reason for it. Unless the scene calls for it, right? Yeah. That's what we like to see. That's what people get in trouble with blackface. People are just like shoving it in when it doesn't need to be there. If it fits the scene, no one gets angry. Don't believe me? Go watch 30 Rock and love that Tina Fey. I love Tina Fey that she put blackface in her show twice. It was so necessary for John Hamm to do that. So go check that out. And then afterwards, tell me about how much she's your savior. Fucking hypocrites.
And then, of course, she hired Ellie Kemper to be in her show, and she was like the queen of the KKK
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
was a teenager.
Yeah, but let's look past that.
Well, we've buried a lot of people here. I
Podcast
learned,
took a left turn.
I learned some things. I hope our listeners did too.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about this heat wave, huh?
That is
crazy
next
hot
up
out
on
there.
that line. It is
It's like
very
every
hot.
day, it's hot during the day, and then like at 4 p.m. I hear thunder. It's like the sky's tummy's rumbling.
Mhm.
Yeah, God got a tummy ache.
Yep. Every afternoon, it's like the same cycle. Classic heat wave. How you guys doing this heat wave? You staying cool?
We're kind of on a podcast having the equivalent of like an elevator conversation.
I'm trying to elevate us.
Okay.
I'm surviving the heat. I
Good.
don't go outside a lot because it is too hot.
And if you do, bring that mask because COVID's back.
Yes, that
COVID's
is
back.
probably going to happen, and it might mean that Brian doesn't get to go to his wrestling show in September. Who knows?
Can I still go to the one that's outside? That's at a huge venue.
Yeah, wear your mask.
Is it going to be outside?
The one in Queens is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you'd probably be fine, right?
It's at a baseball stadium.
Nice.
Then that's probably safe.
Yeah, it's probably the safest place I could be. It's a baseball stadium
Mm-hmm.
full of people.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut to it. I have a huge freaking surprise.
Okay, Reeves has a surprise. Hit us with it.
I teased it last week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's happening now. So, Tom, you guys remember Tom?
Colicchio?
That's right.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
Not
like-
Tom Petty, right?
No, not
Rest in
Tom
peace.
Petty. Yeah, R.I.P.
Okay.
This Tom
Not
very
Tom
much
Ford.
alive.
Not Tom Ford.
Tom Forward.
Yeah, Tom Forward, but not Tom Ford.
It's none of those. It was Tom Colicchio.
Okay.
Great. I've heard of him. Love
Um,
him. Good guy.
and he did, and he reached out to me directly. You know how it is. Confidential email for your eyes
Mhm.
only.
Yeah.
And kind of, I don't know if you guys remember, like, he just, like, this past season, he just seemed so bored.
Yeah.
Bored,
Mhm.
unengaged.
Didn't seem
just
happy.
Didn't seem happy. Just like he wasn't passionate and fulfilled.
Going
and
through the
what he was getting.
motions.
Exactly. He was just kind
Yeah.
of there. Just, he's like, I got to do this or whatever.
I'll eat the food.
Yeah, I'll eat the food. I'll give my opinions, blah, 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 blah. But he wasn't engaged in the way he has been in the past.
Right.
Mhm.
Mm.
And so he reached out to me and he told me that he was like, listen, have you seen how fucked up I look on TV?
Well, congrats to him for owning it.
Yeah.
Was he
Yeah.
talking about like present day or past episodes?
He didn't specify, but I'm pretty sure he meant present day.
Okay.
Portland.
He was he was talking about Portland and he was like, I figured it out. He was like, I need to focus my energy somewhere else creatively. He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
Top Chef is still my baby, is still my thing, but he's like, I've got a new thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And
This is
then he was-
huge.
It is huge. And
Pivots
he
are
said,
big.
Attached is the first scene of the Top Chef movie that I am
What?
writing right now.
Nice.
Oh my
He's like,
god.
I want
Nice.
you three to read it and review it. Send me, any kind of edits that you have back. I'm writing it on the fly, but I'm sending you scene by scene the Top Chef
Nice.
movie.
Nice.
I responded. I said there was no attachment to this email.
That
Are you
happens.
confused?
Google actually.
That's from excitement. I've done that. That's from being excited to
Mhm.
share something with someone, and then you're just like, "Oh crap! I'm so excited! I forgot to add the thing."
Yeah,
That's
this is
right.
where because Tom uses his own domain for these because Google
Yeah.
will be like, you said attachment, but there's no attachment. Do you need to
Yeah.
add attachment? But since he uses TomDog.com, like we all know,
Mhm.
TomDog.com, his personal site
Yeah.
that he hosts his emails from, maybe it doesn't do that.
Yeah. So there was, there was some kind of screw up, and I responded back, and he responded. I was like, okay, it sounds interesting. One, there's no attachment, and two, are we going to get any kind of writing credits? And he just responded back, no.
Okay.
So I don't. And then I responded back. I went, okay, you still didn't send it. And then he sent, okay, here it is. And he responded back, and it was an attachment that I couldn't open. It was like corrupt in some way.
What was the file extension?
It was an Excel file, which I think he was sending me something that he didn't. I don't know how he was formatting it, but
I'm
anyway,
so happy that me and Tom both write the same way.
In Excel.
Yes.
yeah. It seems like a really tough way to write out a script, but
But
anyway,
but like Final Draft costs so much money.
Yeah.
You got Excel, comes with your computer.
You know what I like about Final Draft is that if you have like a very good friend, you can kind of like mooch off their final draft. Like you don't have to pay any money for it because it comes with like 2 licenses.
Yeah, that's
So
something
it's
that
like-
you could do. Yeah.
So like if you had a great friend who like not
Yeah.
only had like the older version, but like kind of like spent like $120 on an upgraded version, and then it was like the first thing they did was like, hey, do you need a license so we can write together? That's a great friend. That's a great friend to have. That's a great person to like probably thank with like birthday
Mhm.
gifts
Yeah.
this coming year.
I gave you a birthday gift last year. But yeah.
Oh, was I talking about you?
You can just use Excel. Just use Excel.
Yeah,
It's
just
easier.
use
It's just as
Excel.
good. Google has a version of it called
Yeah. Sheets.
spreadsheets.
It's just
Mhm.
called Sheets.
It works just as well, and that's what this format was in.
Yeah.
It was really hard to follow, but I think I've made sense out of it.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm so excited.
So yeah, do you guys want to hear the first scene?
What
From
am I
Top
going to
Chef
say?
maybe?
No.
Yeah,
Come on.
Okay.
please. Oh my
Come on.
gosh.
Okay.
Is this, did he say that he wanted this read on the podcast?
He said, you know what? That's a good
He
point. I
didn't-
don't think
he didn't
ever
say not to read it,
specified.
right? Yeah.
If he
Yeah,
didn't say
that's a
not
good-
to, then that's a green light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
better to
feel
ask
like
for
it's a green
forgiveness
light.
than for permission.
Yeah.
Permission,
That's Brian's. Brian, you used to say that all the time, right?
Mhm.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than consent.
No, I said permission. Those are
Mhm.
different.
That was yeah.
I think permission
different.
and consent are kind of the same.
I thought it's, for me, it's about, borrowing a pen.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
That's the same for me. I don't just reach on someone's desk and say, I'm using this pen.
I do. And then
Yeah,
I go, hey,
Jesus.
that's my pen. And I go,
Jesus.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
No,
I'm sorry.
I walk in and I say, excuse me, my lady. May I use this pen?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
Usually
what's the
no.
response?
And then I gotta like go to CVS and buy new pens.
Well, you just,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess that's kind of teaching you to maybe be more independent and remember your
Yeah.
pens.
Oh, that's funny. Independent.
That
That's
works. Mhm.
Yeah, that's really
So go
fun.
ahead, read this.
Okay, let's
We
get
can
to the
cut the pen
script.
bit.
Let's get to it, baby. So yeah, again, he sent this to me in Excel, so it's a little choppy, but
Mhm. We'll get
um,
the gist of it. He's a great writer.
yeah, and I think you guys can, if you have questions or if you have things that you want to edit, just tell me and I can try and go in and add
Interject?
some
Okay.
comments. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's treat this like a writer's room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think we should.
Okay.
But the only cap we have is 15 minutes, maybe, is how long we should take on this.
That's
Purely
fine.
based
That's a
on
perfect
time.
amount of time.
That's a
Yeah.
good
Yes,
writer.
yes,
We're
yes.
talking about an episode of a TV show that came out like fucking 10 years ago. No
Yeah.
one cares.
No one
This
cares.
is, people are here for this. They want the inside. I'm almost gonna say scoop. I'm not gonna say that. They want they want the back hallway. I'm not gonna say
Uh-oh.
that. They want
Is there some way we can distance ourselves?
yeah. What is? How can we not be doing what we're doing?
They want a very flagrant.
Oh shit!
No,
Let's close
can't
the
do that
door.
one either.
If there was like a handbook on moving
No,
to
that's
LA,
probably too.
no, it's that too much.
It's kind of like we have access to the walk-in freezer. Nope, that's pretty close too. That's
Yeah,
something
that
too.
Seems like you're teasing something.
How many people are getting this right now? 2?
Max do.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, okay.
And I'm including
Thank you,
the three of us. in
Stephen
that.
Mann.
The 3 of us, yeah.
Okay.
and Carrie, who will go,
Hates-
is this some fucking Hollywood Handbook shit? And I'll be like, yes.
It's just like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. All right, let's
Fun.
fucking do this. I want to hear this movie so bad. Oh god, movies are back. The theaters are opening up. Let's do this.
Yes, let's do this. Let's read scripts. Let's option scripts. Let's get this one going. Okay, here we go. So,
Oh, yeah.
title page, Top Chef, the Colicchio cut,
I'm in it already.
which, yeah, okay. It doesn't, I did try to explain to him that I was like,
Yeah, it's a bit of a
It's-
word jumble.
yeah, word jumble. It's also like, I think that's more of a directorial thing
Yeah.
after you've filmed, but, he
Yeah.
didn't seem too interested in that. He said, yeah, no, but this is mine. By Tom. Okay. Fade up on a dingy small apartment in Los Angeles. Tom, parenthetical, our hero, wakes up in a haze on the floor. A bottle of Jack in one hand and a spatula in the other.
He's cooking now.
And he's on the floor.
He's on the
Yeah.
floor. He's waking up. I
Okay.
assume he's
Probably-
been drunk or something.
Okay, now is that early feedback for the script that I just heard?
Yeah, maybe from a dog.
Okay.
Okay. Tom is a young man in his 60s. He is attractive, has very cool style, is smart, and black people want to be his friend. That's just the description.
So
of
far, the
character.
script isn't taking nearly as many liberties as I thought. So this is good.
I do want to say
Mhm.
that might be hard to. That's good for us, the people reading the script. That's
Mhm.
good to know those things. But how can we show those things in the script so that the audience picks up on those immediately? Maybe he's wearing a funny shirt that black people
I know-
like.
Okay,
I
well,
know.
we're gonna get
Yeah,
to
he's-
it later in the script.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There
okay,
are
okay.
some things that
Yeah, okay.
he
good.
he doesn't he delivers, I think, on these
Great, great,
descriptions a little bit, and
Okay.
then just in the scene, really.
Okay.
Okay. So Tom slowly rises to his feet and walks to the window. He looks outside and sees a city in tatters, gunfire in the streets, people screaming, and trash cans on fire. His eyes slowly look up. There we see a large billboard with Padma's face on it. It says, "Please pack up your knives and vote for me for president of the world for another 8 Sorry.
Is this a comedy? Because it's super serious right now for me.
You know what? He didn't specify the genre. He just said
super
it's
serious.
He said
right now.
it's exactly what the Top Chef movie should be. He said
Yeah.
fans of Top Chef will get it. It's, they'll go in expecting, what they see in the show, and this is an accurate depiction of what you experience in the show.
Yeah.
This is great. So far, I'm picturing I got how in the second Predator movie they're in LA and it's crazy and there's gang violence and the gangs have bazookas. That's what I'm picturing this LA to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of sirens. I'm hearing a lot of gunshots in the background.
I
Babies
agree.
crying.
Yeah.
Ladies screaming "That ain't your car!" Just a bunch of stuff going on.
Exactly. Kind of Demolition Man kind of situation.
Yeah.
Maybe that was
and
the
vote for
inspiration.
Padma
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
8 more years.
For another 8 more years is what he reads.
So in this world, which could be the future of America, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Doesn't say when this takes place.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Terms are 8 years.
I was kind of piecing together, and maybe this is one of these things where you learn as you go along in the movie,
Yes.
kind of the circumstances, the history here. But I'm guessing that maybe Padma was the one that changed that term limit,
Yeah.
and is running again.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Pretty privilege.
Yeah, and when you're president of the world,
Yeah.
power's gonna
You got
go
the
to your
most
head.
power.
Mm-hmm.
What is she wearing? Does it say what she's wearing in the
Yeah. What's her
on
hair
the-
look like?
It doesn't
Billboard?
describe that, but we should maybe come up with an idea of what that should look like.
I think she's wearing some kind of maroon, deep red, a wine colored jumpsuit.
And she's got bangs.
Yeah.
She's got bangs. I think so.
The bangs are powerful. She gets the
Yeah.
power from the bangs.
Bangs are powerful. Definitely still has her glasses, the ones that she's been
Yes.
wearing this past season. She's got that on
Mhm.
too.
Mm-hmm.
That's relevant. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Wow. 8 more years. President
Yeah.
of the world.
Yeah.
I think she has a tattoo now above her scar that says "Born to Cook."
Born to cook. Because she's been through something too.
Yeah.
She's
it's
yeah.
It's like the War Stories year of chefs in the kitchen.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, what a world.
So yeah. So he sees that billboard. Tom shakes his head and mutters to himself, "Some things never change." He goes to his closet and grabs an old dirty chef's jacket and puts on his signature beanie.
Question. In his
okay.
closet, are there not clean stuff that he could pull out? Or is
I
it-
don't think in this world there is. He's waking
Okay.
up on the floor.
Yeah, with a spatula,
He's been,
yeah.
with the spatula. He's drunk, and it's not a great apartment. So
Yeah.
this is not
He's
a good
kinda-
situation.
Yeah, Tom's kind of sounds like he's at the end of his rope a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He specifies that he's his hero, but I think he's kind of down on his luck a little bit at this point in the story.
It definitely sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. After the signature beanie, there's a parenthetical here that says the beanie looks very cool on him. So I guess that's something he wanted to make sure that, when that's on, it looks good. Maybe a bit of a
Nice.
reference to this past season where he was wearing beanies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Next part. He heads for the door, opens it, and then suddenly stops. His attention is drawn to a framed picture on his wall. It's a picture taken on the Top Chef set of him, Gregory, Kwame, Tiffany D, and Trey.
It's an interesting picture.
His eyes become watery, and he softly places his hand on it. My best friends, he says. I miss you guys.
Okay, so that is kind of like telling and showing. I feel like he doesn't even have to say my best friends. I think the tear delivers that these people mean something to him, and the fact that he's got a picture up on his wall.
I think if action movies today have taught me anything, is you can't be explicit enough with people. What is going on in the movie, what the characters' motivations are, what the past is, anything. You got to be as explicit as possible so people get it.
Yeah,
I
explain
do
it to me
like-
like I'm 5.
I do like how up on the times Tom is, because he's like, well, I do want to get that diversity bump, but I don't want to pay them. So he's like, I'll just put them in a photo.
Because they're not getting
And-
a credit for
Because
that.
they're not getting a credit.
Yeah,
so I'll
no.
just this movie has black people in it, but doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
the way to get around that. So that's he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
My best friends.
Yeah.
I miss I miss you. I miss them.
Yeah, he said, I miss you guys, which
Okay.
I don't know.
Are
what
they
that
dead?
means. Maybe.
We don't know.
I guess
We
we
don't
don't know. Okay. He races down the hallway and stairwell of his building. He passes arguing couples, babies crying, junkies passed out on the floor. We hear one junkie say, "Hey, got any amuse bouches? Just one."
Okay, so my question is, one of these junkies like a failed chef who was on the show, who was eliminated on a quick fire for an amuse bouche?
So he does not specify, but I think that's a great idea. This is maybe a good opportunity because, like, at this point, again, he's specified that this is what the Top Chef movie should be, but it is.
This is what it should be.
Yeah.
Other than Tom, it's a little confusing, and the picture of Padma of like what the connection is.
Yeah.
So maybe we should get some cameos in there.
Yeah.
Maybe Clay. Maybe that
Clay.
could be
So
Clay.
I was thinking
Clay
Clay.
would be great.
Yeah.
He already looks kind of like a bum.
Maybe a Marcel.
No, Marcel couldn't sell it. Marcel would take all day
That's true.
getting that right.
Okay. Tom ignores him and hurries out the front door. Just then, a sleek black BMW X7 rolls up. The
Nice.
passenger window rolls down.
It's got to be Gail. It's got to
And-
be Gail.
And Cuisine Art Bot 3000.
All right. So it's not Gail.
It's Cuisine Art Bot 3000.
leans out. Oh, there's nothing more pathetic than laughing at your own jokes.
I have a question. Is this the normal cuisine bot or is this the lean cuisine bot?
Okay, so it doesn't say lean or normal. There is a description below this of what it looks like. And
Okay,
it just
okay.
says
Great.
it is an all-white robot similar to Eve from WALL-E, but more evil. So I guess that kind of
Okay.
paints. I think it's maybe just they are the ones that created these robots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Does it say who's driving the BMW?
It's Cuisine Art Bot 3000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the window comes down. Now, is this car in this future? I assume, in my mind, Cuisine Bot was driving on the right-hand side because they imported a car from the UK.
So I'm picturing it as one of these situations where it's like rolls down the passenger window because it says
Yeah.
leans out the window. So kind of like one of those situations where you're like leaning over to talk to the person.
Okay.
But maybe
all
that's
right.
a good idea. Maybe we do one of those situations where we get all foreign cars because maybe
Yeah.
that's another wrinkle in the story.
Because then Cuisine Bot can really lean out the window.
Mm-hmm. And get as far as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good note. Okay. Cuisine Art 3000. You have 10 seconds to enter the vehicle, humanoid. Tom, we chef. Tom reluctantly enters the vehicle and they drive off. and that's the end of that scene. So that's
Holy crap!
Wow.
That's the opening.
that's
of
the
movie?
opening of the Top
Holy
Chef official
crap.
movie. Mhm.
Okay, so far I'm in. I just want you to know that right now.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yep. So, thoughts?
I feel like there's it's the good movie. I feel like has you asking questions like where are we going next? How are they going to tie all this together? I feel like a lot of things were set up in this opening that hopefully pay off later on in the script.
Mhm.
So it's got me intrigued. I'm super excited to see like finally kind of like a Tom Colicchio as a lead in an action movie.
Yeah, we really haven't seen that before.
Mm-mm.
He told me that, he's writing. He says that he doesn't want to direct it, but he wants to star in it.
He wants to play
Uh-huh.
himself, or he
He
wants to
wants-
play Cuisinart.
He
Bot
wants to play
3000.
Tom. That's a good point. I mean, I kind of got from it that he wanted to play Tom, but maybe
Okay.
he's doing a situation where he wants to play multiple characters, or one of those things where it's like it's clear that Tom is Tom, but he's playing another
Mhm.
character, kind of like a wink to the audience kind of
Yeah.
thing.
hmm So
Yeah.
I'm picturing this is going to end up being like a buddy cop, like a not a buddy cop, but like a buddy film, like a buddy road trip thing. He gets in the car, Cuisinart bought 3000, him and Tom going on an adventure together.
Yeah, I think it could go in that direction. I to be honest, this whole script is not what I would have imagined for a Top Chef movie at all. So it's very hard to figure out in what direction he's going to go. But I mean, to Jamal's point, it's a very dark opening for what I thought would
Mhm.
be a
Yeah.
lighthearted movie. You know,
So will there be more scripts of this? Or?
he did tell me that
Oh.
every week he will give you a new scene
Right.
for the remainder of this
Whoa.
season.
Wow. Okay.
So-
wow.
They might be shorter. They might be longer. It kind of depends on how much time he has.
Yeah.
But he definitely is committing to doing that every episode
All
this
right.
season.
Wow, I'm really excited to see where that goes because it doesn't exactly follow what I think a Top Chef movie would do, but like we've seen what the Top Chef TV show is, so let's shake up the format.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I look forward to that. I hope that we do get. I'd love if the next one we got, whenever that is, that we really figure out where they go driving to.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what I want to know because that's almost like I want to know the movie. I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
This is
oh,
a
man.
huge surprise.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm happy about is that Tom has found something that he's passionate about again. Because I was so
Yeah.
worried about him this past season. He looked like he was in a funk.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, can we do a sidebar real quick?
Me and you.
Let me just go ahead and turn off Reeves'
Okay.
headphones.
Should I unplug or something?
Yeah, just turn off your headphones real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Brian.
Yep. What's up?
So when Reeves says that he's happy that Tom found something to
Mhm.
like kind of be inspired by again, do you get the feeling that this is just Reeves getting inspiration back finally?
That since Tom wrote this script, it's inspiring Reeves to like
Can we be serious right now?
feel his juice back in the.
Can we be serious right now?
I mean,
Reeves
yeah, what's up?
Reeves wrote this, and
He said Tom emailed him.
I know, but it's like Reeves wants to not like get embarrassed if we don't like it, so he says Tom wrote it. So I feel like we should just play along. He keeps bringing out new scenes. We should like keep doing it. But I think I'm happy for Reeves. I just want to point that out. I'm happy that he's found something like sink his teeth into. You know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to say that it's Tom who did it. We kind of know that it's Reeves.
I guess so, but I kind of like if Tom wrote it.
Okay. Well then.
Hey
let's-
guys,
okay.
sorry,
Well, you know
I'm
what?
back in
Oh,
really
hey,
quick.
hey, Reeves. Yeah,
Tom
thanks for
just
coming back.
messaged me again.
What do you say?
I don't know what this came from, but he said if anyone thinks that I didn't write this script, I will show up at their house and prove it to them. So I
Wow,
feel like
dude.
that's directed
That's-
at just the three of us.
Yeah, that's an interesting, a timely text. That's a timely
Yeah.
text for sure. We all believe that Tom wrote it, and we're looking forward to new chapters. So thank you for that, Reeves. That's a huge surprise, and look forward
Yeah.
to more from Tom.
Yeah, me
on that,
too.
for sure.
See where it
That's
goes.
so awesome.
You know what else I'm looking forward to? I'm going to be making a peach pie. I'm going to be following a recipe and making a peach pie.
We have so many segments today. We never
you
have
imagine-
segments.
Can you imagine there are people that really just want to hear the review of the show? And it's like so much of it is this bullshit up top. They're hitting 30 plus, 30 plus, 30 plus. They're still talking about this.
And that's my segment of what I'll be looking forward to making.
Are you mad? Are you mad that I cut off your segment?
No, it's fine. That's my segment. I'm going to be making the perfect peach pie from Allison Roman, and that's my new goal in the next month.
I'm also I'm going to a peach picking place on Saturday, and I'm planning on getting a bunch of them, and I'm going to try it.
Picking place? You mean like a farm? Peach farm?
I wanted alliteration. I love alliteration, and
A
I
peach
wanted
plantation.
I didn't know. I didn't say that. I said place.
Okay.
But I'm going to try Alison Roman's Perfect Pie because I watched Pie 101, the video. We all watched it. Look, if you're out there, look, guys, if you say you didn't watch it,
Liar.
you fucking liar. You know you watched
Stand
it.
up, prove
You know
it.
you watched it.
Stand up, prove it. You didn't
Yeah,
watch it.
Stand up, move the pillow from your lap.
Is this what's going to get our podcast canceled? There's been some bad stuff, but I feel like it might be this one that sinks us.
What? What are we talking about? We're talking about you got to stand up because you got pie dust all over you.
Oh, that's
I'm rolling up the dough.
Yeah, and when I said pillow, I meant like a napkin.
Yeah. Napkin.
Jesus.
And for anyone at
All
home
right.
that was thinking, like that was a long pause to figure out what he was thinking, it was just because he couldn't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember what I was saying.
All right, so let's go to a new bit called Chefs I Prepared for You. This is our classic bit. If you have been pressing fast forward to all the past episodes, this is new to you, but this is a bit we do where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night, and we present it to you as if we are presenting it to Tom Colicchio and the other head judges on Top Chef. I'll go first. Chefs I Prepared for You. Beef scramble with red onion, sweet potatoes, diced spinach, garlic, pepper, and turmeric.
Mm-hmm. And as I said in our text thread, I love the term scramble, and I will steal it and use it forever whenever I make
Should.
something that just has beef and some other stuff in it.
Yeah, and I just scrambled it around, and it's in a bowl. You guys saw it. It looked good. It tasted great.
So I'm looking at the way that because you said it the way that you have it typed up here in our run-up show.
Mm-hmm.
Red onions, sweet potatoes, diced spinach, garlic, pepper, and turmeric. Was the garlic a spice, or did you cut that bad boy up fresh?
Cut that bad boy up fresh.
Okay, good.
I keep fresh garlic on me. You know,
Just
gotta
checking.
keep these vampires away.
Oh, yeah.
And that's smart. And we haven't. That's good. We haven't. Did we decide that this is a vampire? Not yet.
I don't think we've identified anyone that's a vampire yet.
Yeah, I think
We
the
got-
vampires eliminated this episode. I've been going on.
Oh.
Yeah, that's possible. I get vampire vibes.
Mhm. From Micah.
So that's what I had, Reeves.
I grilled up some lobster tail. And
What?
some
Get the
corn.
fuck out of here.
No joke. I've been eyeing
Pictured
them up.
it didn't happen.
Oh boy, I wish I had taken. You know what? Maybe I should take a picture. I don't think I did. Listen, I've been eyeing up those lobster tails at Whole Foods all
Mhm.
summer, and I was like, one of these days, lobster tails, I'm gonna
Here.
put you right on my grill and grill you up. It's surprisingly easy, and they're also not that expensive. They're just not super filling. So I guess for how much you pay for what you get in terms of like food quantity, it's not great, but
Mhm.
it's not hard. You just throw them on there for like 4 or 5
That's
minutes, flip them.
That's an interesting choice considering the episode this week. We find out lobster tails are high in cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you feeling okay?
Yeah,
how are
I
you
feel a little tired, slightly
Okay.
dizzy,
All
and
right.
my right arm hurts, and I haven't been able to walk in a day.
Well, that just sounds like you had good lobster. I mean, when I've eaten lobster, that's what happens to me. You know.
Yeah, that's how you know it was a good eating. Yeah. So what do we had? Grilled
Okay.
lobster.
And you put the
baby.
you put the corn on the grill too, right?
Yeah, I did, and I did burn it, and I did think about what Jamal said last week about burning things and how it's
How do you cook
poison.
your corn on the grill?
Or
Everyone.
What do you mean? I just
Do you
throw
keep
on
it
there
in the
and turn
husk? Do you?
Oh no.
I wrap mine in tinfoil and put it on
So
there.
do I. I keep the husk on and wrap it in tinfoil.
Wow, I don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's
Get it nice and soft.
probably a better way to
Then
do
you open it up, rub some butter on it, and like quickly finish it. Woo.
Okay, and maybe that's what I'll do from now on because I've just been throwing those bad boys just right on there, just right on the grill, no
Kind
cover.
of steams itself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
do a little. Yeah, I used to do a wet paper towel around the corn and then put that in aluminum foil and then cook it, and that worked pretty well too.
Oh, these are good hints. Maybe I'll do that
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah,
I'll show you guys how to
when
cook
you're
some
having your lobster tails, which surprisingly aren't that expensive.
lobster.
Yes, they are.
Okay, Brian feels a certain way about that.
Yep.
All right, chefs. Last night I prepared for you butternut squash and lentil curry.
Mm.
It's
We
a curry
did
night.
that in the Instant Pot. You know how we do. We
It
had
was
to get a
curry
new
night.
Instant Pot seal because the little rubber seal went bad. I get a new one. It came in. We fired it right up. Made some rice on the stove. Oversalted it a little bit. Opened up the wrong end of the salt. You know how we do. You open up the wrong side that has the big mouth on it.
It's never happened to
Pour
me,
salt
but
all in
I
it.
can see it happening. Now let's get into the salt corner here.
Yeah.
What kind
Let's
of
get into
salt?
salt. What were you using, Morton's?
Mm,
It was Morton's, but it wasn't. It was Morton's fine sea salt.
okay,
Fine
so
sea salt.
you are so close to what
Yeah,
you should
you're
be doing
close.
that I
You
can
should
taste.
be using.
I
Yeah,
can taste the salt. You gotta get away from
Yeah.
that sea salt, my
you
man.
got to get away from that sea salt. my
So
man.
I have the other salt, but it is coarse, and so it's thicker.
Yeah. So it's
And I thought you
just
had to use the-
Morton's course, or so flaky is where you want to go.
Yeah, you want the flaky stuff. You will
Okay.
pick it up
Mm-hmm.
and see the flakes, almost like they're snow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll head back. I got 2 salts. I'll get 1 more salt. Put it on the shelf there. A third salt.
You
I
need
have
that
like
diamond
7
crystal.
salts in my house.
You need that diamond crystal.
7
That's what
salts
I
in your
got.
house?
That's what I got.
That's what I have.
Baby.
I'll tell you right now. If I'm in my house and I'm cooking and I accidentally put on the sea salt, which is really a finishing salt, I'll throw everything out and say nope.
Yeah, I kick it.
Start
to the curb.
over.
I kick it
Start
to the
over.
curb.
I start over because then my pantry starts shaking and it's just the diamond crystal being like, "What did you buy me for if you're not going to use me?"
It
And the
gets
diamond
so
crystal
angry.
is actually anthropomorphized and it does
Yeah,
talk to
and
you.
so then I pull it out and I'm like, "Sorry, buddy," and he's like, "Just a pinch, not a lot."
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
I'll think of that
do
next
it, and
time.
it beautifully melts into the food and doesn't leave a
Perfect.
super salty taste. It's amazing.
I'll think of that next time. I did
Whereas
watch a video.
sea salt will do that. Sea salt will make it too salty.
Well, you live and you learn. You got one go around on this little blue ball that we call home.
That you know
Mhm.
about.
You're gonna fuck yeah. I'd love to come. Oh my god, can we talk about coming back to something else when you die?
Oh man.
Here's my
Okay.
thoughts. I think when you die, you go to whatever there's an alternate timeline, and you go
Uh-huh.
there, and you do it all over again, and that's why you have deja vu.
Do you have the knowledge of your previous things so you don't?
I
fuck
think
up stuff?
I think after a certain amount of revolutions, if you can do it, you like retain a certain amount of knowledge, which is why some people are like wonderkins, yeah, and like
Mhm.
become successful at a young age because they're like, oh, I just retained knowledge from a past life and I brought it over.
I want to come back as a beetle, like a
Okay.
big one, the one that like
Okay,
pushes
so
poop
you
around.
so you don't want to be Ringo.
No, one of the dead ones.
I mean, for the most
Okay.
part, those are the good ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I want to
Alright.
come back as myself, but I get the option in
To
every
be black.
yes. Yes, that's what
It's everyone's wish, and they always say, "No, you got to stick to your."
yeah, I get the option, but only in that moment will I decide whether or not I do it or not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. That's good.
How can we tie this into the name of the episode?
Well, I have another question, another segment. What's your favorite vacation destination during the summer? If you could go every year, where would you want to go on vacation if it was like your go-to? Like, this is our vacation spot. We're going on vacation. Don't bother me for a week or two.
In the summer?
Yeah.
Well,
It's summer there. It's warm. It's whatever.
Okay,
Wherever you
okay.
want to go.
Okay.
me and my family would always go to Ocean City, and we really like that.
Okay.
Maryland or Jersey?
Jersey.
Okay. Never been.
I've never been.
Feels like-
My family didn't go on vacations, so let's see if I.
Well, you live at a vacation spot.
I know, right? Tell me
You grew
about
up.
it.
You grew up on the beach.
Funnel cake for dinner every night.
Your vacation was seeing how city life was, right?
Well, we didn't do it though. But I did eat funnel cake a lot. I think if I could go anywhere in the whole world every year, and it was nice there, I think I'd go where all my friends are.
Oh.
Oh,
Costa Rica. I'm talking about sloths. They're all my friends. They're
Hell
super adorable
yeah.
and they're my friends.
Costa Rica, nice.
Molly, what's your answer?
My family went to the Outer Banks a lot when I was a kid, so I'd probably go back there. I haven't been back there in like over 10 years. So.
Oh, wow. Was it your favorite?
Wow.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was a family favorite, and that's what we're talking about this episode. So
Smooth.
see you after the break.
Pawn Shop.
And we're back, season 4, episode 4, but we're talking about season 3, episode 4, family favorites.
It's not confusing. Don't get confused.
It's not confusing. Let's just talk about it. Let's get right into it. I want everyone to understand that Hung in the quickfire, when he goes to grab his seafood out of the tank, because that's what they have to do. They have to fish their food out and then cook with it. Hung shows us all why he is built for this competition. Take a listen.
One of the poor crawfish falls awry down below. Then Hung's true colors sort of fly out. I don't need it, it's enough.
Don't leave it on the
Well,
floor.
I mean, what do you want me to do?
Clean up after yourself. That's what I want. It doesn't matter if you're in a competition or you're cooking for service.
Actually, it does matter if you're in a competition or if you're cooking for service, because I'm in a competition and I want you to have crawfish that's been on the floor. So good luck cooking with that.
I mean, they are going to cook them. So
Yeah, they are.
I kind of don't completely understand the cruelty part of it. I also don't understand Hung being like, what do you want me to do? Because it is kind of clear. Just pick it up and move it somewhere else or whatever.
Pick it up.
Get it off the floor.
Or put it back in the tank.
Yeah, put it back in the tank. Maybe at that. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's going in the water. It's dirty anyway.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Do you guys think
Mhm.
everyone used a stool? I mean, other than CJ. We know CJ is like 7 foot, so he didn't. But the fun part of that is you see Hung run very fast, then grab a stool so he can get in and use the net.
He also violently grabs the like scooper from Padma. Like Padma,
Yeah.
like his face is like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
He
what's
like
this guy's
rips it
problem?
out of her hands, gets the stool, and my man grabs 100 shellfish.
Yeah. 100.
Way too many. Way.
What
then,
was this even like? It was for a quick and then when later
Catch
when
and
Trey
It's
was
a
like,
catch and cook.
but Trey was like, oh my god, 18. Who the fuck are you feeding? You're feeding 2 people.
Can we talk about Trey, the only bald guy who somehow didn't get as much as
He said that
everyone
his
else
net
because
flipped out.
his net broke. So
Oh, yeah.
that's interesting that his net broke when he was going to use it, but it worked for everyone else in the competition.
Yeah, and people went after him and didn't have problems.
Yeah.
So
So what we? I don't know.
Also, all those shells sounded empty, right? When you could hear them, like they sounded like they didn't have anything in them.
The conch shells?
All the shells, like when they would pour them out, it just sounded like empty shells hitting the ground.
Well, that's just what shells sound like in the ground.
But if they have stuff, they sounded hollow. Like there should be
Oh,
meat inside of them.
catch
Well-
that. They sounded like they were filled to the brim.
Brian would know because Brian
Yeah.
did a lot of what was it, oystering that you were like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you
I was,
know
I
they
was,
look.
yeah. I did aquaculture farming. I was an oyster farmer. I know what a empty oyster sounds like, and it sounds like that.
Mhm.
Because sometimes what would happen is oyster crackers, which are these fish that will bite the shit out you. They'll take your finger off. They can crack
don't
open.
get me started on oyster crackers.
They can open the shell and they would eat the oysters out. So it would be an enclosed shell, but it would have the oyster sucked out of it.
Oh,
Okay.
And isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
that is, and that's a fun Brian fact.
Thank you.
And kind of feel
Um,
like it took episode 4 for Brian to like really bring in the heat, and that's good. That's
Yeah,
a good average. Yeah.
That was some
I've
good
got
heat.
I've got a fun background to share things with.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
It's a unique-
Yep.
A
Yep.
unique
got it.
perspective.
Got it.
Yep.
Good.
So,
Good.
Brian, last week you asked to end the show, who is Camille? And we found out.
I have crayfish and mussels in a hibiscus sauce.
Wow. I'm just curious what these flavor combinations are.
Well, I like working with cheese, using cheese as flavoring.
That's who Camille is. She's someone who likes using teas as flavoring. And do you think she'll be around very long?
Probably as long as Leah, who gets a lot of FaceTime this episode, and I was
She does.
convinced was going to leave because I was like, she hasn't been in any of the other episodes. Also, the subtitles on Hulu said the first time she said it was cheese, and then the second time she said it was tease. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure she said tease. Yeah.
So that's good to know that you watch it with the closed caption on as well, because it did say cheese, and I was like, she's made it with cheese. And then
Listening,
was
I
like,
thought she said cheese.
Yeah.
it was tease. She was a tease for the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like he didn't like it. He was just like, "What is this?" Like
Yeah,
use
he
a lot
was
of
like,
teas.
what is this? And he was like, I use teas. You just had Earl Grey. Wasn't that fun with seafood?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. That's why she's not getting any TV time. They realized
Yeah.
they learned very early that she's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally her first crack at getting screen time 101, and this is what she does.
And it's
She
teas.
fails.
She
Yeah.
fumbles. It's
And over in the other corner, you got Hung talking about what his monkey can do, which is cook shellfish with white wine. That's
yeah.
another thing I had to watch with the subtitles because I was like, did he say my monkey? And he did say my monkey,
Yeah,
which
he
means he
did say
has
my
a
monkey.
monkey. And you
He has a
shouldn't have
monkey.
monkeys. He apparently does. He's like Ross.
He
from
also
Like
that show.
can't-
Ross.
I just want to say he also can't seem to get a monkey off his back because the guest judge didn't like his dish.
Mhm.
We're hitting him with this one.
I'm not fond of the proportion of bread. I think maybe one, or maybe if they were smaller. Thank you.
I am 100% happy with my dish. Alfred Bertali, master chef of the world, thinks that the croutons are too big. Obviously, he didn't understand the concept.
Yeah, obviously he didn't get it.
Yeah.
He didn't get
Master Chef of the world.
He doesn't
You know, he
get
shouldn't
didn't
reference
get it.
other TV shows when he's on Top Chef.
Big mistake. Surprised they didn't cut that.
Yeah, they should have cut that. Hey, you know, just say he wants to think he's Top Chef. And then Hung's like, no, Master Chef is bigger than Top Chef.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Throw that in his face. Yeah. So, I mean, this guest judge, Alfred, is a bit of a dick. I also think he has a thing for Padma because there's a lot of clips of him making weird,
Yeah.
kind of suggestive faces at her.
And
Doesn't
it's
she
almost like-
feed him in the elimination challenge? It looks like she feeds him at some
I think
point.
she
That
does,
probably
and
does
then
happen.
you can look over at Tom, and he's just like, "Get away from my judge! Get away from my judge!"
He's jealous.
Don't distract my
he's-
judge.
he's like,
She's
"Don't
got work to
distract
do.
my judge. She's working."
Yeah.
And then is he going to make an appearance in that movie? That's what I want to know.
Maybe. I guess we'll have to find out. What's his name again? Okay.
Alfred something. He's a chef master of the world. so.
That's right. That's
Master
So
Chef
look,
of the world.
He's a master chef of the world. Look, guys, Brian wins, and Brian spelled with an I, not a Y. Brian
Not why.
wins.
It's not me.
He wins with Three Rivers, and I gotta say, it did look good. He's got Three Rivers. He's got wine, butter, garlic, chives with clams, scallops, mussels, and crayfish, crawfish, oyster mignonette. Look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know-
I mean it's what happens when you do Top Chef. You get seafood and you just go, I just wanted the seafood to shine through, and the judges go, yes, that's what
Yeah.
we want. We
Your
want
seafood
it to
shine
just
through.
taste like seafood. And then
Where's he-
also,
Yeah.
I thought he hated Howie's the way he talked to Howie, because Howie's like, first thing comes to mind, I'm doing the ceviche, it's real light, and he tasted it and he was like, that's the first thing I would have thought of. But like, that seems
Yeah.
like a dick thing to say, but he liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the top.
Have you guys noticed how hard Howie grinds pepper with the pepper mill.
It's
Pay
pretty
attention.
aggressive.
Pay attention to how he grinds the pepper. He's like, "Wah!" He's all forearms with it.
I think he's a very frustrated man. There's a lot of moments in this episode where he talks about how he doesn't want to make friends, and then maybe he does want to make friends. So I think
If he makes one, great.
yeah, makes one
Yeah.
great, whatever. Who cares? But it's I don't really care. But if I make one, then that'd actually be really good. So I think he's taking out some of his anger.
Yeah.
They show everyone getting in the hot tub, and then it cuts to Howie just by himself, like scratching the label off a beer, which we all know means you're frustrated. And then it cuts to his talking head being like, I don't want to make friends. Dude, this was so sad. Get in the hot tub. Camille's in the hot tub.
Yeah, if Camille can get in the hot tub, you definitely can get in the hot tub.
Leah's in the hot tub.
They're all in the hot tub.
Brian's
You've
in
had
there.
You've had way more screen time than them. Get in the hot tub. Make
CJ's
friends.
in the hot tub, and it's just his knees.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone else is
And he's
like
just
up to their
standing up at
chin.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a freak.
He's standing straight up, and it's just to his knees. Everyone else is in the hot tub.
I like ZJ. He reminds me of maybe every other guy I met in college.
I feel like CJ, like he definitely packed more than one pair of flip flops.
Yeah.
Oh hell, I love flip-flops.
He
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's a flip flop short guy.
Yeah. He was like,
Wow.
I got 2 pairs of shoes, and then I've got tennis shoes. And like, what are your other shoes? Flip flops.
Flip flops.
Got it.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. I like CJ.
You know what?
Cool.
You know what you also love.
It means Casey, you were last, so you're first.
Oh, God. I'm going to go with a good old traditional sloppy Joe and tater tots.
Great choice.
Everyone loves a sloppy Joe.
Preach.
Wow.
Preach, and I will take the floor. I'll take the floor for this
Take
one.
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey had the first pick of these family favorites. They were laid out to her. There were pork chops and applesauce. There was Chicken King. There was other stuff that looked kind of gross. And she went straight for the sloppy joes. And Padma said, good choice. And you know what? She might have been being sarcastic. You hear a little bit of sarcasm in her voice. But I think she made the right choice. She said everyone likes sloppy joes. And I was very excited about this because Sloppy Joes would finally get the screen time they deserve. And then they didn't show her cooking it at all.
Nope.
Didn't show anything else about her Sloppy
gone.
Joes.
No.
I don't know what she did with it. I couldn't tell you what it looked like or what it was. It was just like, I want this. And we never saw her again.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would have liked to see it because, everyone likes a sloppy Joe.
Everyone loves Sloppy Joes.
You'd also think everyone likes fried chicken, but Micah says she hates fried chicken. Not that she doesn't like it; she hates it. That it's not something she thinks of.
Well, Micah. Is it
Micah? Mika? I don't know. How
She's
to say her
gone.
name.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
She also makes fun of ketchup.
Yeah. Oh God, she's so anti-American this episode. I
She
think
thinks
Tom
she's
got
better than us.
Look, spoiler alert, she goes home. But look, I think she is sent home not just because she made a bad meal, but she's done so much anti-Americanism in this episode. She hates fried chicken. She says, you Americans, you love your ketchup. So I didn't give you ketchup. I gave you something else that's not ketchup. Like, then she was like kind of rolled her eyes at judge's table and they're like, you're meatloaf. Would you eat that? And she's like, I don't know. I was serving it for you idiots. So no, I wouldn't eat it, but I was serving it to you morons.
Those old ladies hated her meatloaf so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they hated it. They also mentioned something about how I think they liked whoever redid fried chicken, and some lady said, "My grandma's fried chicken would kill you," which, I mean, the woman that's saying it is a grandma, so this is probably. This is like early 1900s fried chicken, which at that time was probably made with poison. So they probably, it's like a literal thing.
Probably would kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Grandma made it every Sunday. And I don't know why. We lost so many siblings.
Yeah.
My grandma's fried chicken would kill you. And that's why the farm went under, because there's no one to work the fields and milk the cows.
What happened to Tommy? Oh, they had a fried chicken cookout last week.
And why did he eat it? He knows that it's poison.
Yeah, but it's so damn good.
So good. He's American too.
If We all know how good fried chicken is. We're big fans here.
Yeah, everyone likes fried chicken. Talk about everyone likes sloppy joes. Everyone likes fried chicken. If you don't like fried chicken, there's something wrong with you.
No one likes sloppy joes except for me. That's a joke. Everyone loves fried chicken. Fried chicken, I mean, it is killing us slowly. It is full of fats and it's just cooked in grease.
Yeah, of course.
If it in fact did, like, if there was a 1-to-1, it took off a day of your life for every piece of fried chicken that you ate, would you still eat it? But it's
in the same frequency that I eat it now.
It's a good day of your life. It's not at the end when you want to die and you're wishing for death. He was one of the good ones.
It's one of the good
Okay.
ones. Then yeah,
The good ones. I've got so few of those, so I feel like I gotta hold on to them.
Can't gamble with that.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, when you're handed like 15, and you don't, it's like everyone counts. It's like a football season, you know.
Yeah.
Every game matters.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I can't gamble with that. I just wouldn't have fried chicken then.
Okay.
I'd love hearing the people's stories because, you know, like people do hard drugs and I hear about those stories. So I know there's people out there who be like, oh, you only live once. I'm having fried chicken tonight. And then like you hear their story like, oh, that fried chicken messed me up bad.
Yeah, they lost the day that the child was born. They just lost it.
Yeah.
Gone.
They're at Popeyes.
Yeah. Getting that chicken.
I want to
sandwich.
hear more about Hung's monkey. Are we going to hear more about his monkey later?
Do you guys think he misspoke and said, or he was just lying? He meant like
Because
a
he's
monkey.
supposed to say a monkey.
Yeah. I really want to.
He said
know.
my monkey could do it.
Do you think we can get him on the show and I can ask him?
Yeah, we'll work on that. We're gonna get him on the show.
There's two questions. One, do you have a monkey? And two, is it actually skilled in the kitchen?
Yeah, because
Did
if
you
it
mess
is
up twice?
if it is, how have you not been using that to your
Mm-hmm.
advantage?
Yeah, I'm picturing it being like a Planet of the Apes scenario where he has this like incredibly intelligent ape.
Okay, well that's okay,
Who can
Brian.
cook?
Brian. If he's talking about monkeys and apes are two different things.
You don't think I know that?
You
don't think I know
you
that?
just did a whole Planet of the Apes thing. Monkeys and apes. There's no monkeys in that movie. It's all apes.
Maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe he thinks a monkey is an ape.
Feel like
And
we're
that's the
getting-
third question. Is in fact your monkey an ape? Because a monkey wouldn't do good in the kitchen. An ape could kill it. They're practically human.
Hey, everyone out there, monkeys are food for apes. If you didn't know that, apes hunt monkeys and eat them.
And are we getting into Ricky Gervais territory with all this monkey news we're talking about?
Definitely getting into monkey business. That's for sure.
Apes eat monkeys.
Yep, they hunt monkeys. All right. So speaking of, I don't know. Tom is angry at people. Tom is angry that people are just taking the challenge to take like family favorite foods and just being too literal with them and not spicing them up enough. He's so mad he lost his hair.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He's so mad that all his hair fell out.
But didn't he already not have hair?
Okay, you ruined it. Spoiler alert. For everyone who didn't know that already, and they're like watching the episode and they're like, "Whoa, he lost his hair! Wow, great." Can we listen to? I had the fried chicken thing, but we don't need to hear that. I guess.
No, we've played a lot of clips.
Yeah, we got. I put on here. Hung is a master of this game. But I forgot what that clip was. I forgot what he says. He says something. Oh, he lies. He literally lies.
That's right.
When they say, did you turn off my oven? He goes, no, I didn't touch anything. And then he does a talking head. He's like, look, I roasted my chickens and then I turned it off. She should have checked.
Yeah, he's like a sociopath. He's
a full monster.
He's a full monster. He
monster.
gets how to play this game though. Yeah. He doesn't have to do what Howie's doing, which is Howie's like walking around, I'm not your friend. Like he's just showing us he's not your friend.
Yeah.
Whereas Howie's telling us too much.
Howie's all bark, no bite. And
Yeah.
Hung is just bite. And he has a monkey. He probably gets bit all the time by that monkey.
Howie's character arc right now is one that we're all like, you clearly want to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's just
Hung
pretending,
is like,
yeah.
Yeah. Hung is clearly like, you don't want any friends. You don't even want contacts after this.
Well, Hung can't have friends because if they come over to his house, the monkey will bite them.
It does make it hard, right? Because there's always the danger when you invite a friend over that it's
I
like,
apologize. He
by the
won't let this
way,
go. This
by
is
the
not
way,
gonna be let go.
I have a monkey here. It might rip your face off. There's a danger here. So I can see how that like alienates him in a way. It turned him into this psychopath. Yeah.
And then when people invite him over to his house, he says, "Can I bring my monkey?" And they're like, "Will it be good?" And he's like, "Probably not. It will probably bite you.
They're like, well, don't
You
bring
can't
it.
trade a monkey."
Yeah.
He's like, I
Well, then I
can't
can't
leave the
leave it
monkey
at home.
alone. He gets so angry when I leave it alone. It's really bad. I can't go anywhere without this monkey.
If I'm gone for more than an hour, he's calling my cell phone, and he's like, "Where are you?" And then I get home, and he's left the fridge open, and all my food is spoiled. And then he bites me.
This is a really hard time for him. I didn't really think about it. Because this is the longest he's been away from his monkey. He doesn't know what the monkey's up to. It's probably Marcel is the one, which there's a connection there. Marcel and a monkey that's taking care of the monkey. Okay.
And then you got to wonder why Hung doesn't go home early then, because if his monkey's like his kid, he's got to go home. He's thinking about his monkey.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's out of their system
We got
now.
a lot of
So,
Jamal, do you have one?
nope, I got nothing. So at some point, I'm like, did somebody order some wow on the menu? Because Dale wows everyone with his chicken and dumplings, and his dumplings are made with was it the fake sweet potatoes, the box sweet potatoes?
Yes.
Mashed
Boxed
potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
That's right.
And then he bought a pre-cooked chicken too.
Yeah.
He saved a whole bunch of time.
And he
That's an-
tricked those motherfuckers.
Yeah, they didn't even know.
Yeah. They're supposed to
no
be
idea.
super, advanced palates. They couldn't even tell the difference between
They tricked
flaky
them.
mashed potatoes and real potatoes that have been
Yeah.
softened and smashed.
Yeah, dummies. So, did anyone else catch Tom's face when Hung was discussing his dish when he sat down in front of him and he started talking about his dish?
What did he say?
Oh, now I wish I had the clip. Because he sits it down and goes, okay, so traditionally macaroni and cheese, because he made fried
That's
chicken
right.
and macaroni and
He
cheese.
took the
and-
skin off the cheese, removed the fat from it,
Yeah.
rendered down the fat into this little see-through chip that's on the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tom's face is like, who the hell wants that?
Yeah. I do remember this now.
He
He was like
looks
confused
so-
and kind of upset
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
I wrote that he does look like a kid who was told he can't get a toy at the store because that's what Tom looks like. He's like, well, I like the crust on the mac and cheese, so why'd you take that off?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the mac and cheese. Brian, you've had my mac and cheese, right?
Have I? I don't think so. I've cooked
Oh, you've
your
only
mac and
seen it.
cheese.
You've only seen it. You haven't
I've seen
had
it and I've cooked it, and then you and I both
Oh.
experimented last season with a bunch of last year
bunch
with
of
like
cheeses.
brie and stuff. We got
That's
crazy.
right.
Mine was fucking good when I did that.
Yeah, mine was good. Brian, you got to try my mac and cheese.
I want to really bad. I do want to say, is it Hung when he puts down the plate? He says, "Hello, chefs and Padma."
Yes, it is.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
his fucking deal?
Yes.
What a dick!
I think that's from him getting back at her because I think she pulled him aside after the quickfire and said, "Don't you ever
If you ever grab
snatch
anything,
something from my hand like that again."
listen. She said, "Look here, little man. You ever snatch something out of my fucking hands again? I'm gonna break your fucking neck.
She's like,
I'll
"I'm gonna
put your
kick
ass in that
that
water."
fucking
Yeah.
stool out
Yeah.
from underneath you, and you're gonna fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know what you're thinking. That you're gonna bring your monkey here to kick my ass. And to that I say, please don't do it. I'm very scared.
Yeah. I don't want
I've
to
heard
mess
the
with you.
stories.
There's no beef between me and your monkey. Okay.
This is me and you. This is me and you.
And I don't want to see Marcel. Okay. It's between you and me.
Okay.
My monkey could make that. And he does for me to apologize for biting me.
So
Wait, nearing the end.
this challenge really isn't fair to like people who aren't American because it is like all
Yeah.
about like American dishes and trying to like, I don't know, reimagine them. And if you don't know the dishes, like do you guys know what was it? It was the Chicken King.
Chicken
Is
a la
that-
King.
Do you know what?
I've never had that in
I
my
don't know what the
life.
fuck that
I know what it is.
You know what it is? What is it?
It is. It's whatever's left over in the fridge. It's like chicken that's maybe
Oh.
like beyond its day, and you mix it with a bunch of stuff so it tastes okay.
Okay.
Oh, because I guess kings would have to eat that way sometimes when all that food comes in because they'd leave it out on the table.
I don't know why it's called that. I think it might be a joke, like chicken a la king. It's for a king. Also, we didn't say what the challenge was. They had to take family favorite foods and reinvent them in a fancy way, and none of them made it fancy.
I did say that. You just didn't hear me. I said that.
No,
So
I missed it.
Howie crushes this competition with his food on he made fennel crusted pork chops with 3 apple fennel salad and sultana raisin emulsion. And after he delivers his food, he walks back and goes right up to Joey's face and says, "Better break out those knee pads."
He got him for him. He threw him in his
Yeah.
lap, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Here you go. You know what these are for?"
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was
There you
like,
go.
"What?
And he said, "Shake my hand when you're done like a man."
Be a man."
Yeah.
Did
But I
you guys
think when-
love how? Oh God.
I was gonna say, I think when Howie was doing it, it wasn't like an aggressive thing. It was more of like, hey, I just bought you a gift. Maybe we can hang out sometime, you and I. I'm at the same house you are. Maybe we can be friends or something. Here's some knee pads.
Joey seemed like he wanted to squash the beef because in his talking head he was like, "We're 2 men. We had a thing. It's over."
Mm-hmm. He likes to talk a lot about how they're men, even though the last episode he was confused by that. Some people were, "Are you a man? Who's a man?" That kind of
Notice
stuff.
how he said, "We're 2 men. We had a thing. It's over." Meanwhile, he still has it out for Casey.
Oh, he'll never forgive her.
Yeah, he'll never forgive her for trying to be nice to Clay.
Did you guys love when Howie was explaining his dish to the judges? They were like, "Why didn't you make applesauce?" And he was like, "Applesauce is for babies."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "I wanted the crunch. I wanted the crunch."
Yeah.
And it was like, it was very satisfying, audibly satisfying to me. The way he said crunch, it really did something for me. I don't like ASMR,
crunch.
but maybe I do now.
Yeah.
Crunch.
He was feeling
Crunch.
it. You could tell his
Crunch.
passion. Crunch. With
Yeah.
that crunch.
I want that
Apple cider
crunch.
vinegar, apple cider spread. Didn't want to use that for babies with the crunch. And I was like, I am loving this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at judge's table, Padma asked CJ what he was thinking, and she's all smiley. And then Tom kind of says, "Say, knock it off. You're at judge's table."
Mm-hmm.
She's like grilling CJ, who's in the bottom 4, whatever. And she's like all smiles, like, "What happened, CJ?" And Tom's like, "Knock it off. This is serious. We're grilling them right now.
Yeah.
It's not time to
Put on your
flirt."
judge face.
Yeah, put on your judge face.
You can't help but flirt, though. He's very tall.
But then Tom breaks his own rule and starts cracking jokes.
Because he loves CJ.
Bad. It was really bad. As bad as that dish was, Sarah's dish was worse. I couldn't imagine chicken a la king looking at that dish.
That was chicken Don King.
Now, can you get away with that joke today?
What is the joke?
So that's a great question.
Okay.
If I were to writer's room this,
That's right.
chicken Burger King, right? Because you're kind
Chicken
of like
Burger
saying
Chicken Burger
like it's
King.
like lower class or whatever.
Yeah.
Chicken Tire King.
Chicken Tire King. Chicken.
Tire King.
You know what? Let's take the king part out of it. Chicken a
Yeah.
la peasant.
Yeah. This is more like chicken a la Prince.
This is peasant chicken.
Not quite a king yet.
Is the joke that Don King is ugly?
Or
I
just
think
bad?
the joke is Don King is black and chicken.
Is that really what the joke was? There's no way that's right? I think it was just.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Go do some monkey jokes. Go ahead. I've
I
been doing that for the past 15 minutes. I make one black and chicken joke. Nothing.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
I did what I said. Chicken a la peasant.
Tire yourself out.
I don't
I've
know what
done
the
enough
joke
funny.
is. I think the joke is just like people don't like Don King because at that point people didn't respect him or something. It's a joke that doesn't really make sense. But listen, it got a reaction. He fucking popped.
I think he
everyone
was basically being like, "Look, this isn't for a king. It's for a fake king like Don King. Just someone who calls himself a king."
That's
I
right.
guess so.
That's probably it.
Yeah. Not a good joke.
Mm-mm.
Well, Tom's writing a movie, so I'm sure he's got some better ones lined up.
Yeah, I guess.
Hope so.
See. I hope so too.
So Mika is eliminated. Let's listen to her goodbye. This might be one of the greatest goodbyes ever.
Michael, please pack your knives and go.
Micah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
wish I could have focused better, because sometimes I focused and put out good food, and other times I did not. But at the end of the day, this means I get to go and sleep with my baby. So, I'm happy. I'll miss you. Winning's great, but I think it's going to get really cutthroat. And there are some people here that probably will do anything to win. And I'm not like that. So, I think I'm better off getting out now before it gets ugly.
Okay, well, guess she's better off leaving now before it gets competition-like.
Yeah. That is we can chalk that up to another person not understanding the rules. It's already been a competition.
Yeah, it's already been cutthroat.
She does seem like she's happy to go home. Like she didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So, more power to her.
Doesn't want to be there.
Was she talking
Go
about
back to your
Hung?
kids.
She's talking about Hung. What about people?
Probably Hung.
Maybe
Yeah.
Joey?
Maybe Joey and
Yeah.
Howie.
I think she also knew she couldn't go to the depths of her soul that Hung is kind of like just operating on as like a basis line,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not affecting him at all. I feel like to catch up to Hung, she'd have to like lose too much of her soul
Yeah, she
to
would
catch
have.
up.
She'd have to awaken a part of her that she hasn't awoken in a long
Yeah.
time, and she's afraid
Yeah.
of what might happen if she opens that box. Can't
Because
close
it,
the box.
yeah, because it won't go back to sleep.
No, you can't.
No.
You
I
can't.
mean, look at Hung.
You can't unring that bell.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
It's there. You can't control it anymore. It's taken
Yeah.
over. So you can't just not a switch.
Yeah, I am glad that the group learned when to cheer, though.
Mm-hmm. That's a big
Somebody-
moment for them.
This time they did it when she was leaving, which is not when she
Yeah.
first came back from the getting told she had to go home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This time
So
they celebrated her
they
properly.
celebrated her, which makes sense, and then they cheer when she left versus when she came back in. So they've gotten the sequencing of emotions correct for being people that understand the show.
Yes.
So that's good
It took
to
a little while. 4 episodes in, but they got it.
see. Mhm.
So, if we go to our standings for the show right now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 people with 6 or more points. You got Trey, you got Howie, you got Brian, and you got Hung. So they should be good to go for some time. And then you got everyone else with 4 and 3. So Micah had 3.5 points and was eliminated. She has more points than most of the people who are left. So it's interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we're already seeing people separate themselves, though. I mean, we're looking at Hung, Brian, Howie, Trey. Like they're going to be here for some time.
Though Brian they hated his dinner tonight. And they brought him in just to yell at him and then
Yeah.
sent him
Yeah.
home.
Just to be like, if you didn't have immunity, you probably would have been going home because your dinner sucked.
Yeah.
This sucked. You should feel bad.
You should feel bad about
Yeah.
this. We can't get rid of you, but we want to be mean to you in front of your peers.
And was that Tom? was that Tom practicing for like one day? I'm going to be a villain for real, and I'm going to practice right now.
Wow. Maybe this was the birth.
Yeah.
Mm, it could
Because he
be.
did like take pride and like, yeah, we just brought you in here to let you know that your food sucked.
Yeah. True villain.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, all right. I guess that's it for us this week, huh?
Should we get a closing segment of some kind?
Yeah,
Not
here's the
now.
closing. Here's the closing segment. It's called like Podchef Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We have a Twitter page now, and soon coming to YouTube. So you can listen to a replay there if you want. But yeah, give us a like or a follow on Instagram and Twitter.
There should be. We'll think of some fun segment.
We'll come up
This
with
is what we
something.
have to do. Something fun.
Okay.
Something that is end the show on a high note. Because the last couple episodes have kind of just been like, well, that's the end of the episode.
How does this show end again? Oh, we just stop talking.
This is good. It gives us something to work on.
Because if we have a guest, we could do
Yeah.
the whole game that we do. The
Yes, we
send
do.
home, debone, add phone.
Mm-hmm.
But without a guest, you can't do
No
that.
segment.
I mean, you said it wrong, but yes. Add phone, debone, send home.
Oh, my bad.
Speaking of, guests are coming, so just keep listening.
Uh-oh.
It's news to me.
News to me, too. I'm excited.
All right. Well, until next time, let's pack our knives, guys, and let's go home.